What up, YouTube? With the 2024 CVO Road Glide ST, just gonna go over some of the things that I've done to it so far, just to give you a look, a walk around of it. That's how she's looking. A little dirty, but we'll give her a bath later. Alright, I got a long list of stuff here that I got already. So the first thing we got is the Chromeworks full length exhaust. So we go all the way from the hideaway head pipe all the way down to the slip-on exhaust. You can see what I did here in the back. Is I had it powder coated again, and you see the tips now are just black instead of having the white Chromeworks being spelled out. So we just went over top of that in black. Now this was on the 2022 Street Glide ST, so I just took the exhaust off of that and put it on this guy. So, and just to get a start on how that sounds. So that's how that sounds. We got the Harley saddlebag guards. Put those on there, so those look good. Nice little touch. I thought about making these red, but I just said I'll leave it at black, so that way it just matches the one that's in the front, because Advent Black has some that you can replace these things out if you want, but I'm just gonna leave them at black for the time being. Let's see, the next thing we got is the bars. I got KST spearhead bars. So these are like a 3-piece where you can adjust them this way, that way. Then you can take these 2 pieces, this and that, and you can pull them in towards you. So these bars are a really nice look. On the bike, so you get a look there in the front. So these are the KST, I think I did 10-inch bars, and then I also went to a smaller riser, so that way I wouldn't have to change the cords here. Next thing is the Clockworks. I went with the tent, Sport Flare, windshield. I still get some air hitting me in the face, but I really think that air is coming from the opening here in the fork legs, because I believe the older Road Glides used to have a piece there where you can close that air off, so a lot of air just comes up through there, hitting you in the face. The other thing that I did with the pieces that come with the Sports Flare is, for whatever reason, they made this flat black. Don't know why. So I had these painted gloss black. So if you see other folks that have this on there, theirs will most likely be just a flat black, but I did mine's gloss black. So I also almost took this piece off on the inside this piece here and made that gloss black as well, but you really can't see it, so I was like, I'll just leave it. Let's see, what's the next thing? One of the other things that I added, these guys here, the frame mounted Harley pegs. So these were also on my old bike, and it just works out better since you know I'm 5'7", so you can adjust these so many different ways that it's easier for you to get your feet on there when you're trying to just sit back and relax. The other thing that you need is, in order to go with these, because the bike stock comes with those short floorboards, and I'm not sure, if you're racing, I guess maybe it makes sense, but for the majority of the people that's buying these bikes, they're not racing them, not like that. So Harley should just give you some full length boards. But anyway, so I got the Kahuna boards, which already came with the bracket, because you need the bracket for the long boards underneath in order to use these. Because on the short ones you don't need that extended bracket, but you do need that bracket in order to install these guys. So when I got these Kahunas, I left this brake pad on here. I may switch this one out and put the Kahuna one. I didn't think it would make too much of a difference, but it is a little bit different visually. But yeah, but these guys came from Custom Dynamics. Yeah, and I forgot, I did have the switchback floorboards here. I did have the switchback ones, so I ordered the switchback and I ordered the Kahuna, and I like the way the Kahuna ones look better, so I sent the switchback ones back. Let's see, the next thing I got is over here on the side. The shift pegs here. I just went with, I did keep the actual switchback ones. I thought those looked better than the Kahuna ones, and then I also put the heel shifter back, and then put the shift peg there as well. So did that here to the back of the bike. Right here, I did the tour pack extension kit to move these, to move this over, so that way you can put a tour pack on here. So I already have a black tour pack, but I'm going to get that guy painted to the Raven metallic black. Right now that color is hard to find, so until they come out with it, it'll just be black. But the other thing that I got on here too is the magnetic covers to cover these guys. So you see that we did the low profile curved license plate, so you can see here where it's curved. So we did that. Custom Dynamics, windshield light, or windshield frame, or actually windshield trim. So if I turn this on, so you see how that looks. That's a nice touch. Here we did the passenger foot pegs. This guy here, I actually just kept these from my old bike, so they don't really go, but nobody rides back here. And so we got the heat deflectors. Those also came off of my old bike, so I just put those right back on here. It fit without a problem. I did the soft touch latch levers, these guys here, so they're nice and soft on here, and they're a little bit longer than your stock ones. So the next upgrade was I had to get rid of that stock seat. It was okay, but you just can't ride long distance on that seat. No way, no how. This bad boy seat is expensive. It is that, but this is probably the most comfortable seat I've ever had, which I was a little surprised. Looking at it, you can't really tell that it is. And I'm coming from a Mustang seat that I had on my Street Glides and on the Road King, and I thought those were comfortable, but this bad boy seat is all right, and it has a little narrow inlet, I guess, here, and that's good because I still have short legs. So this seat is extremely comfortable, and to me is worth the money. The next thing I got is the phone holder. This one here will charge your phone, as well as it has a USB port underneath, and it also charges through there as well, so I can charge up 2 items if I need to. I also did that Bluetooth thing, you know, this long cord and then this thing, I forget the name of it, Meat Hawk. There you go, Meat Hawk. So I forget the YouTube guy who actually tested it and saw that it worked, and for the most part it works. You know, I do have problems with it cutting in and out every now and again, I guess. I also did the axle head, the axle covers. I just got those from Harley. We got the hand guards from Memphis Shade. Good. The hand guards from Memphis Shades. We have the shift linkage here. I thought about getting the inside done in red. I just didn't get it done, so I may take it off and have the inside done in red and the Harley thing done in red as well as I'm going to get a cover for this, which will also be red. I just don't have it yet. I did the extension for the Jiffy stand right there. Help me reach it a little bit more. What else we got? We have the bolt covers from Devil Heads Choppers. I had these on my older bike, which were in gold. So what I did was I took those guys and got some of them powder coated red, and then I just ordered a few more from Devil's Head. So that turned out to be good. And we have the Baja lights. You see those right here. The Baja lights housing right there. So when you turn the bike on, you see that they're not on. And we flip the switch. So those guys are nice and bright. I got the spread pattern and direct pattern on here. So that should help. I'm thinking about doing the 135s. That looks like a nice little kit to have on the bike. But I'm gonna wait at least until don't know, maybe next year, let some of the other cats work out some of the issues and the problems, and just see how things change and things evolve. I was going to upgrade the music, but the aftermarket just hasn't caught up yet to this bike in certain areas, so you just have to wait things out. But that 135, that does look like a nice little thing to have. Or you could just do a stage 2, because All American Cycle they did the stage 2 on my 2022 Street Glide, and I love the way that worked. It was just so responsive. So to do a stage 2 on here, maybe I could do that. But that 135, that does look like a really nice kit to have on your bike. What up, YouTube? All right, I was going through the updates I did to the bike, but I forgot about one thing. Underneath here is the skid plate from Thrashing Supplies, I think is their name. But I did pick up that skid plate to kind of cover some of these parts that are underneath here. There you go. So that's how it looks. Anyway, just wanted to add that.